Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to be here with you to celebrate the UN Global Compact. Georg, you and I share the belief that ethics lies at the heart of all sustainable human endeavor. Your leadership is an inspiration to me, and I know countless others. We live in a fast-paced world. It's always on, and we face the blaring assault of never-ending information. Everything is faster: communication, commerce, innovation. So I stand before you today with a counterintuitive message. The faster things get, the more we need to pause. Why? Quite simply, when you hit the pause button on a machine, it stops. When a human being hits their pause button, they start. They start to reflect, to reconnect with their deepest beliefs. We pause to make sense, to rethink fundamentals, such as the nature of capitalism and the relationship of business to society and to the natural world. And we reimagine an even more sustainable path. It has never been more urgent to pause in this deep way. That's because the world is not just rapidly changing, it is being dramatically reshaped, faster than we have yet been able to reshape ourselves. Today, we live in a world of no distance. So few can affect so many others so far away in ways they could never before. A single banker can cause the market to lose billions from his desk in minutes. A vegetable vendor and a cell phone can spark a revolution towards freedom. Mobile apps are disrupting entire industries, bringing strangers into intimate proximity, into our homes and into our cars. Companies were once fortresses, protecting our privacy and their secrets. Today, one hacker, continents away, can expose both, enabling people to see deep into organizations and into the attitudes of the people who run them. 300 years ago, the Scottish philosopher David Hume observed that the moral imagination diminishes with distance. It would follow that as distance decreases, the moral imagination increases. We live in a world where moral imagination is activated. For you and we as leaders, it must. That's because our world has gone from connected to interconnected to globally interdependent. More than ever, today, we rise and fall together. What each of us feels, aspires to, and imagines matters more than ever to everybody else. So therefore, the only viable strategy for winning and creating value in an interdependent world is to forge healthy, sustainable interdependencies so that we rise and do not fall together. That's not easy. We know it's hard. But it's also not complicated. It comes down to human behavior and the values that sustain human relationships. My friends, we've gone from an industrial economy where we hired hands to a knowledge economy where we hired for people's heads, to what is now a human economy where we hire hearts. In this world where machines can outthink, outprocess, and outperform us, it's the things machines cannot do, the things that come from the heart where our values reside, our character, creativity, compassion, humility, that are uniquely valuable in this world and will never be automated or commoditized. But it's one thing to proclaim human values. It is yet another to scale them and embed them. That's the work that urgently needs to be done. Now, to do anything at scale, you need a system. No one, and this is why I'm optimistic, No one is better than business at building systems. CRM, TQM, ERP, HRIS, I can go on and on. When Microsoft Word was fighting WordPerfect, Bill Gates' genius was to build Windows operating system so that apps like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and email would activity. By analogy, in the human economy, the apps we need are elevated human behaviors. Business must build now the operating system that can run them. I call this the human operating system. A human operating system is one where purpose, as Paul Pullman said, lies at the heart. It's a system in which governance that maximizes short-term commercial interests and only measures how much business gets done is replaced with governance that embraces responsibility to society, long-term goals, and also measures how business gets done. It's a system where culture of carrots and sticks applied against rules and policies that drive what people can and cannot do is replaced with a culture of shared values and principles that guide what people should and should not do. We used to live in a world where few directed many, where one coach told his players to run this play, where a military general commanded a battalion to take that hill, where a CEO told his team to make those numbers. In that world, everybody else's job, quite simply, was to do the next thing right. In other words, correctly. In a human economy, where everybody is called upon to contribute their full character and creativity, everybody's job is no longer to do the next thing right, but to do the next right thing. A machine can be programmed to do the former, but only a human being can do the latter. To build a human operating system, we need, therefore, a fundamentally different mindset of leadership. Young people will make up 75% of the global workforce in the next 5 years. They are showing us the way. A 17-year-old Pakistani girl won the Nobel Peace Prize. A 15-year-old American successfully petitioned beverage companies to remove carcinogens from sports drinks. A 9-year-old Scottish girl challenged her school to serve nutritious food and inspired children all over the world to do the same. These young people know what works best in a human economy. Formal authority, the power to command and control, is decaying and dissipating. Moral authority, which connects and collaborates around shared values, is gaining potency and currency. At its core, leadership is about how we get people to act and to join us. There are only 3 ways to do this. You can coerce, motivate, or inspire. Coercion and motivation come from without, and they happen to us. Inspiration comes from within and happens in us. Imagine if one of us, or any one of us, telling colleagues from different cultures, go in a room and don't emerge until you figured out how to collaborate respectfully. Would that work? And imagine telling others that you would triple their salary if they've developed compassion and empathy overnight. We all know that there is no amount of carrots and sticks that will get us these precious things. The human economy demands inspirational leadership, and it demands it now. There is a Talmudic expression that things that come from the heart enter the heart. If we are going to enlist people's hearts, leaders need to change their playbooks. Inspirational leaders, like so many who we've heard from today, and so many of you, who through your courageous moral example certainly have inspired me and created me a sense of hope. These inspirational leaders, they have a playbook. It's to create a context for long-term thinking. They shape culture. They trust people with the truth. They engage in two-way conversations. They take stands on social issues. They create high-trust environments where people feel free to lean in. They make themselves small so that others can do big things. Above all, inspirational leaders see the path ahead as a journey. We all know that life is a journey, right? Because it goes up and down, it zigs and zags. There is an ethic to being on a journey, striving relentlessly to make progress. Journeys challenge us to be resilient and hopeful at once. For a long time, business stopped journeying. We know that. We came to believe that through planning and control, we could impose linearity and emphasize the bottom line over progress. But human progress is not linear. It's messy, it's hard, it's uncertain. Business needs to get back to journeying because nothing inspires people more than being on a journey worthy of their commitment and dedication. The UN Global Compact's entire history is one of not just trying to shift from one zero-sum business strategy to another, but one that aspires as a journey to elevate it through a shared purpose of creating a sustainable world. This is what the 10 principles demand of us so that we can rise together in this reshaped world. Thank you for pausing. Thank you for pausing. Now, let us together press the start button on a journey that will elevate us all. Thank you very much.